Welcome to another episode of Twin Flame Abundance Live. Upcoming Thursday is the biggest opportunity for you to easily step into an enormous healing power that I share every year, almost every year, in the summer. And it's really the right time for you to opt in and buy your ticket. That is going to be the 8-8 Twin Flame Lionsgate Summer Ritual. And when you buy your ticket, you will be witness of the nature ritual that I will be performing with crystal, water, intentions, words, wands, crystal skulls, and all kinds of things to create this force field in which we can heal in divine alignment. And you can see that in the live stream in our specific sacred closed off specific Facebook group for this ritual. And you will be invited to the Zoom room to be social around it and share and talk about what your healing intentions are to make it come true. And you will get the 15-page workbook for the 8-8 Twin Flame Ritual to work on your Twin Flame inner work. And also scan all kinds of other fields of your life for if it needs healing, and put that in writing and make it come true for yourself through words as well. And a lot more that I'm going to share with the actual participants of this summer ritual that has proven to have an enormous healing power in the last 10 years. Among others, because I have manifested through doing that this entire teaching, body of work, books that I write, spiritual philosophy, central twin flame healing tool key, meeting and tuning up with the current Christ masters that are here to support your twin flame union, and so on and so forth. And created my own harmonious union and of 4 people that I brought into it ever since as well. So that's a whole lot. It made me download the real teaching for you. And people got enormously pushed forward in the direction of their union through these rituals as well. And the entire development also gave 5 harmonious twin flame unions. So this is for 2024 the biggest opportunity for you to simply easily tune into this healing vibration that I send out to you as an automatic distant healing that you can nevertheless also do a lot of active work in if you so please as well. And I would totally recommend that for you to step into that. That's why I wanted to start off with it. There it is, 8-8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual, upcoming Thursday. Important. Yesterday, I made a video in which we already collected a whole bunch of messages that are going to come true for you in this ritual. And here are all the cards that were the messages. And one of those cards, yeah, there it is this one. Our Lady with the moon at her feet. And that is the one we're going deeper into today, which I did not really do yesterday. And that is because of this Twin Flame Abundance Live. The topic is Twin Flame Union in the End Times of Humanity. And Our Lady with the moon at her feet has everything to do with that. Now, I cannot even bring all of that to you in this video. I will probably write a couple of books about all of this. It is something that is accessible in meditation, in spiritual truth, in organically traveling to your union core and learning the truth from God. Even though it may sound like stories from my mouth, but that's not what it is. It is the organic truth. All of this, what I share, is that. And I've come to that through a very long organic process of going deeper organically in myself. So deep that you eventually reach Divine Mother. Divine Mother. And she then also has something to say there as well, which you can check out in reality itself, that it is indeed true. She's not dumb, she's very intelligent. So, this is how upcoming Thursday's 8/8 Twin Flame Ritual and today's Twin Flame Abundance Live intersect. So, this is also going to be an important video for those that participate in the 8/8 ritual. This is some sort of a step in the direction, also in time. We're really getting close. We have like 4 days to go. Well, it's just, yeah, I'm getting warm for it. It's just so close by now. And I love that for us. It's really, this sacred time is already so much starting inside of me. 1.5 weeks ago, I went to a study day with Divine Mother, myself privately, and I really got a huge input there that I was still processing. And I have written today in the Facebook group a post about that reveals a little bit about that, what I actually learned 1.5 weeks ago privately. And I have been preparing myself past week by doing a little fast of 3 days, and now I have done 2 days of fruit and vegetables, and fruit vegetables actually. That's a category of vegetable, fruit vegetables. And yeah, I'm going to transition further into my ancestral food again, I think, for the coming days until the ritual and inside the ritual. But that was a beautiful, very purifying preparation as well. So lots of preparations here for this high point of the healing that I provide publicly in 2024. This is going to be the high point for that upcoming Thursday. So please join and grab your ticket. It's really a great time for you to do so. The link is below to the information page. And when you scroll the information page all the way down, then you will find your link to get your ticket. But we are now, don't be mistaken, we are now in the abundance live. And that is going to mean that we're going to have 5 chapters that we move through today, and that is going to be intro exercises, then my talk of the week with the topic Twin Flame Union in the End Times of Humanity, then the announcements, then issues to heal, which is absolutely core as far as I'm concerned, because you can just give me your twin flame problems, questions, issues. Where are you now on the journey? And I can give you an answer what you could do to heal that, to make a huge leap forward towards your union. And then we go to the chapter group healing, and we're going to do an energy point again. And which one it is, you will need to wait until the end. And then we'll do this small energy healing together. So the chat is open. Chat is open. There it is. I opened it up for you. So there you go. Of course, this is meant to be interactive. We do this every Saturday for the foreseeable future. And yeah, the whole idea is, of course, to interact about your healing journey in your twin flame journey so that you can make strides forward. So we're going to start with the intro exercises. And that is going to include the surrender meditation called Reset, Recalibrate. And that asks us to just relax, sit down, 4 minutes, bring your Hands up in a ball
I
like
bow
this.
for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity. Like what a baptizement in humility, right? The humility of life that will fill you with itself. Source creates through you. And that's how your twin flame union comes into being. And this is how you give space by bowing to what's bigger than you. You give space so that union can come into being. And that's what it is really about. It's meant to do every day, and the link is below so that you can do it yourself. To fill yourself up with a new kind of inner value, inner space, and tune up every time you need it. We are in the intro exercise chapter, so we're also going to get a card. And maybe that says already so much for you about where you're standing, what we're doing together, what the topic for today that we're going to discuss later will be about. twin flame union in the end times of humanity. And this is the card that I got of my own card deck, the Manifest and Heal cards. It's from the builder type with the feather, and that is also standing for the heart. Yeah, heart and communication area. It's about manifestation, and we're going to use numbers for it, sacred numbers, the sum that needs to be made, and passing on how you can calculate what gives results. I'm going to look in the booklet now on my screen. The title in the booklet of this card is Result, and don't we all want that? When you would be taking part in the 8/8 Twin Flame ritual upcoming Thursday, what do you want? You want result. Well, I think we got it. It's like 1111 in this sphere of light that's floating around. The result is already here. That's what I feel with the picture today. If you are on the twin flame journey, you're going to do twin flame inner work, which is also completely included upcoming Thursday, right? You understand that, I hope, in the 8/8 ritual. But when you're doing the twin flame inner work on the twin flame journey, what do you want? You want results. You want the twin flame to truly manifest in your life as your romantic partner and all the other roles that they have to you as well, such as friend, teacher, student, mission partner, life partner. Yeah. So I think we got it already, the start of this life. Result comes from allowing it under your conscious eye and being guided by your conscious and loving attention. Result comes when you first have felt the energy and translated it into numbers through which a magic number comes into existence, and a number magic too, a number magic. These magic numbers are placed between you and the other and form a bridge. They are the relationship itself and also show the value of it. When you can see that the price that you put out as entrepreneur, we're really talking about a mission, twin flame mission context here that is going in the direction of a development in which you're going to make a mission business. But at the same time, it is also talking about the value between you and another person, of course. But the text is a little bit focusing on that possibility of an explanation for this card. When you can see that the price that you put out as entrepreneur shapes and expresses the relationship, you get closer to result. Well, that is also true in general when you want to, for instance, buy your ticket for the Twin Flame Ritual on 8/8, upcoming Thursday. That is also why I have stepped away for this year for the first time from doing it open for everybody, and do a ticket system, because experience teaches that people that invest in themselves with value, with numbers, they want to have results and they manifest result. That's just a law of the universe, of how things work. So I decided that also for this open, beautiful, once in a year opportunity to simply step into this healing power that I give a lot of summers on 8/8, to also make that a ticket system for you, because it works better. It works well for you. It expresses the value that you want as output when you put it in first as well. It's an investment in yourself. So that is why I have a ticket system, and that is actually the same as here. I have placed the ticket price very low this time. It is 44 euro, which is not far off of 44 US dollars as well. And of course, that's a beautiful angel number, a number I love, 44, 4, or whatever you want to have, however many fours you want to place in a row. I love that. It's really a number of this being stably surrounded by the help of God in the form of angels. And the angel that will help us in the 8-8 ritual will actually be number 10. Angel number 10. That is about forgiveness. And if you go to our Facebook group, then you will see that I write about what that means. Our general Facebook group, that is Your Abundance, it's called, not the 8-8 ritual Facebook group. Anyway, so we're still actually reading from the booklet. So when you can see that the price that you put out as entrepreneur shapes and expresses the relationship, you get closer to result. Result is not something you desire for yourself. It is about the other. He or she makes come true their own result via you. Oh, that's what I just said. You are the catalyst, the transformer, the healer for your customer. And I will add to that you are also that for your true twin flame. It is not personal. It is not about you. No, it is about your union, actually, am I going to add here. This makes you free to ask high fees because you see it is about the other person. High investments give high and efficient rewards. The return on investment is guaranteed when you purify the space of unclear vibrations. You make possible and come true the result for the other by clearing the energetic space. You are expert in clearing space for another so that they can heal themselves and go where their goal lies. You understand the role of your price policy as entrepreneur in that light. You can assist others in getting clarity about reaching results. So yes, that is also true between you and your twin flame. You can choose to heal yourself back to union. And that means automatically that they will heal also back into the union because that's where they belong. And that's a law of the universe. Um, you cannot undo that. You cannot manipulate it also. It just is. It's a law. And if that is not working for you, if that is not true in your perspective, well, maybe think about this. It's not your twin flame. It's really not necessarily so that all kinds of people that think they know who their twin flame is are right about themselves. But they can come to a consciousness place in themselves where they can find out what is the truth. And that is why, one of the reasons why I approach it as a consciousness journey, that you are changing your consciousness more in the version of what you are in your consciousness when you would be in union. And when you're there, you will interpret things differently, see things differently, have other inner guidance, and also have my guidance as well, which is directly a result of what Divine Mother herself tells me. So you can take that into account as well, because I was specifically initiated to do this work by the divine itself, by life itself. So, yeah. Result. The angel helping. This is what we've been talking about, and we're still in the Our Lady with the moon at her feet. Live. Yeah. And I think we're going to talk about that, but not before. Not before. Now I get it. I was like, where are we again? Not before we do the giveaway. Yes. So I have a giveaway today, and you can answer with what shall we say today? A star. You can answer with a star. Yes, in the chat or in a reaction underneath the video. I don't mind where. I'll find your star and I will send you the 15-page long individually created for you, recipe for your journey as a gift. So if you want to have a recipe for your journey, have some channeled information about what would be fitting for you to start doing in the first place and in the second place and in the third place, for you to move forward towards your harmonious twin flame union. If you want to know that, what Divine Mother says about that, then I really advise you to get this report, 15-page report. And then it also serves for you as a way to start working on yourself with a lot of um, check in with yourself, interactive pages, so that you can really start doing something as well. And this is a beautiful report. You can even let it play a role in your uh, participation in the 8-8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual for the upcoming week. Maybe it's just a beautiful extra way to guide yourself through this, yeah, sort of hibernation week in which you go deeper inside of yourself and later on also get the physical results that you really want, because you have been in this transformative period. And this is going to be a great additional um, resource for you to use in the whole upcoming week, in which the 8-8 ritual is going to take place on Thursday, August 8th. So that's my giveaway. Give me your star, and I will make sure that you receive your 15-page PDF via email, the recipe for your journey. And now we go to the next chapter, and that is going to be my talk about this week's topic. Twin flame union in the end times of humanity, together with the card Our Lady with the Moon at her feet. It has been Divine Mother herself that through divine revelation, not only through me, but also through other people of the last approximately 150 years in particular, has been pointing out a couple of times, some are very famous, some less known, that we are now entering in a new time. That is a time in which there is maybe an end time. Yeah. And the end time is not about big wars, famines, death all around, and the destruction of the world. But rather, it is about stepping into life in a new way and leaving the old destructive forces completely behind, even leaving time behind in itself, to arrive in the divine now, the sacred space where you will find the connection you have with your creator, and therefore also the way in which you are created, which is as a union together with your counterpart. You are a twin flame because you are a human being. And now this will be revealed to you as a revelation. The curtain goes open. You get a reveal moment in the now moment that is sacred, and get to understand that time is ending. That's what end times means. And now you're going to live in the now in the way you have been created by the divine and had been created by the divine all along. But now you're going to live that as the actual truth of your daily life, where you're not worried anymore about hurrying to make your ego aims come true. but you have the now, in which there is a constant influx of value that augments and augments and augments your experienced reality, your experienced abundance in reality in the now. Which also refers back to what we've been talking about yesterday in the card reading, which is a video on my channel for the 8-8 ritual, when I talked about that one of the things that will be healed for you is the feeling of being in a hurry to go to your union, and it will be replaced with the value of this eternal undercurrent of spirit that feeds you, that loves you, that is present in you and through you, that makes you join your union, and that makes your union join with the divine, that makes that you become alive in the physicality where you already thought that you were alive, in a new way that includes a lot more of reality than before. And it includes your twin flame naturally, or rather, perhaps supernaturally, because it includes the natural world or it includes the natural world inside of the bigger spiritual truth of what you are in essence. Divine Mother has already told you this long ago. And this is also biblical. Let's see. This is Our Lady with the moon at her feet. So I didn't prepare this, but I think we're going to go to the famous chapter of or book of Revelation of St. John the Divine in the Bible. I think it's chapter 11 or 12. 12, chapter 12, 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Does she have 12 stars here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's one. That's not enough, but we get the idea. This is just a painting by someone. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pained to be delivered. Gosh, she's working hard to be delivered of the baby. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, and upon 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and it cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. All right, so what this means is that it is Divine Mother that will come to you in this time of revelation at the end times. And she is to be recognized because she has 12 stars above her head and is standing on the moon, but she's clothed with the sun. And there is a Divine Mother apparition in which she is clothed with the sun of a little over a century ago. I was called to go there, and my entire e-course that you can buy, called Divine Feminine Manifestation Secrets, is inspired by that. It's like given by that. And that is also where you see that in this apparition where Divine Mother came clothed with the sun, she was seen and heard with this message that she would be here now. And also that we would now come in this revelation end times with twin flames. Because she was seen and heard by a twin flame couple with a third twin flame, which is very rare. These are the children that saw Divine Mother in her apparition as clothed with the sun. And we live now in the time in which the red dragon came. And that is because we can see it in all kinds of developments in the world and wars in the world. I mean, I'm not going to deny that there are a lot of wars in the world and stuff, and it is going to be a lot worse at this time, but it's not what it is about. We have all these wars and stuff and bad situations right now, and it is a lot worse because the red dragon, in essence, is the ego. And because we live in a time in which the reign of the ego will end approximately now around this time for everyone, for the leading edge of where spirituality is going, the whole ego is going to end. And that is how you know that you can go to union and that God wants us to go to union, because without the ego, we go to union. Only people that have gotten rid of their ego can go in union. Union is not being able to be reached by egos. Egos can't come in union. That's the third expression of the same thing. Egos can't come in union. Egos just grab Divine Mother's stars and throw them on the ground. That's what it said here in the Bible. While she's actually trying to show you what it looks like, what it is when you don't have an ego anymore. And that is, I mean, we've lived with all the results of what the ego does for centuries on end, right? It's a whole history of it, written down by egos as well, and executed by egos, and wars by egos and whatnot. But we do live in a time in which that is going to end. And what is it that she is birthing? What is it that is being birthed when you let the ego go? What is it that she is in such anguish to birth, in so much anguish that we just see this anguish all the time, like nature disasters and wars and famine and whatnot. But it is about, she's trying to birth her child. And that is what is here when you're not in ego. Now, what is that? Well, in the story, it is her child. In the story, they, of course, always call it the child, Jesus the Christ, right? Which is in consciousness union consciousness, the Christ consciousness. It stands for when you close your eyes and go in and feel real deep, deeper than your soul, where your soul comes from in spirit, then you will feel, experience, and know and live when you accept it that there is a reality that is one. And that is union consciousness. In other words, Christ consciousness. In other words, the baby Jesus Christ. In other words, the product of Divine Mother, pointing out that that is the state of consciousness that you need to be in union. Yes, union with the divine, because this divine mind of union consciousness, of Christ consciousness, of baby Jesus is exactly that. And in this story, you also see that Divine Mother is actually the primordial creation power behind all of this, behind the oneness that you can feel inside of yourself, where you're one with your true twin flame, in union with the divine, which automatically means union with the ego, because that is just where you are in the expression how the divine has created you. And the divine has created you as a union with two expressions, most probably, which is something that we call the twin flame. Although maybe in the Bible that's not really highlighted, that is how we call this architecture of how human beings are built. They just keep it at the background of everything, where things are so pure, is Divine Mother, and then she births union consciousness. And you're a part of that when you tune into your heart, where you're one with spirit at the core of your union. There you are indeed in union consciousness. You're part of that. And when you retrieve that for yourself, you will make come true your harmonious twin flame union consciousness that then births your physical union with your true twin flame in the world as well. It has been Divine Mother in emanations that we see as this beautiful mother that has come forward herself and pointed out since 150 years very clearly that we do live in a time where we are much more easily able to come in union with the divine, which is union with your twin flame. And that makes this the end times, because it's the end of the ego. And the egos can't come in union, so be glad about that. There may be much turmoil, but that is just because the ego resists to being let go of. So I guess that is the core of what I want to share. And she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. It is the union consciousness, that is the child, that will rule us in this new time. At the end of time, so there's nothing to be afraid of. Just follow the steps of the entire twin flame process that I can show you. and you will enter union and leave your ego behind. It's not difficult. It's beautiful. It's really here for you. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's just the complete fulfillment of everything that you desire and always already wanted. And it's just an ever increasing, pleasurable experience. Soul pleasure, not something made only out of material, because that's something, but not much yet. But it has been perfected in spirit itself. That is truly pleasurable. Twin flame union in the end times of humanity. It simply means that now we are in the possibility to make this come true in a sustainable way. Not only as a fleeting something that comes by in your life, you're like, yeah, I feel that. Let me read something about that. Yeah, that speaks to me. But then you can't make it come true. Or you buy a reading from an intuitive person and you say, oh, I love that. Don't you see that? They just have told me something that I learned something about, that I learned something from. Beautiful. But they can't bring you there. No, it is about a time in which we can complete this and in which that is in a sustainable way forever after. And God shows us through Divine Mother and her story that it was already here throughout time, that we live now in a time in which it is the leading edge of creation, that it is supposed to be for us, that we are going to go directly outside of time, outside of trying to make it work, but nobody knows how to bring me there, outside of that struggle, outside of all those wars, into our now, into our peace now, end of time, into the now, into the joining together, the the love that is already present and joining with it, being with the true twin flame, not the false one, not the ideas about it, but the reality of it. And Divine Mother tells us that it's time to do that now. And because it's so leading edge in a sense, not to know about a twin flame or to have some mythology about it or have some thing like, oh, I would like that, or something that's already going on since the beginning of time in different ways, but in a way that is like, I can really live this as a way of life completely in union, in harmonious union consciousness, in that sacred space. I want to live there completely. And that's what is possible now. And then you see that that refreshes everything you've ever thought about twin flames, spirituality, life, how the universe works, how history is working, what God is, if she is important, etc., etc., etc. And you come to understand that you've refreshed your perspective on everything. And you live in like the ultimate spirituality that almost starts to behave as the ultimate religion, if you will. But some people think that is a dirty word. But let's say it is an organized way of spirituality. And in a sense, that's what you get. Because the twin flame spirituality, which merely means the twin flame way of life, because spirituality means life, the twin flame way of life is an ordered one. It's ordered according to the order of creation itself, because that's what your twin flame is. You are created together as one unit. That is a fundamental aspect of how creation is ordered for everyone. So you invite in the order of creation, and that starts to order everything through first making come true yourself, being in your union with your twin flame and really living that in the flesh. And then that fact also starts to order via love also other aspects of your life. I have experienced that. For me, my sanity got ordered, which just means only good news. That means that I worked out my complete trauma with the twin flame inner work, not with anything else, with the twin flame inner work. And it worked. And I worked it out to completion, which was something that I thought would never leave me. And that so many people, even if they reach the age of 98, they still have their trauma intact in their psychology because they can't get rid of it. They can't seem to get rid of it, but you actually can with the twin flame inner work. And I did that. So the order came there, the divine order. That was amazing. Don't you think I want to be sane? I want to feel refreshed in my mind. I do. And I reached that. It repaired, it ordered via divine order my health, my body, my gut health, my fundamental feeling fed and working well. And all kinds of, maybe it seems like minor issues, but still. And we're still working out some of it. Through the order of that divine mother told me what the diet lifestyle needed to be, which I have baptized the Genesis 1 plan, by the way. Should you, just like I did, want to make use of that a little bit as a preparation or inside of your 8/8 Twin Flame Ritual week, let me know. As an extra service, I will send you a document to get some information. Maybe you can get some inspiration and some background so that you can do something about that for yourself for the coming week. And long afterwards as well, because it's a really sustainable way of lifestyle and diet. It's the ultimate one. So extra service for people that want that around the 8/8 Twin Flame Ritual that I had already indicated in some places, because I myself had been fasting some days as a preparation, right? And that's one of the options in that Genesis 1 plan, but not everything. There's also a normal eating department where, very important. Very important. And these are the ways in which you will be ordered, or divine order will come through you in your life. So this spirituality, which means life of twin flames, is an invitation to bring divine order in your life, and it heals you. I cannot tell you, like, the huge, tremendous, ginormous, I cannot tell you enough how different I feel. Day and night. And this feeling of being ordered through somehow in your harmonious twin flame union state of consciousness, that I want you to reach as well, because it is the foundational element of everything twin flame. Even though other people don't talk about that, I don't care. I listen to these people too that don't talk about that. Well, guess what happened to me when I did that? I I went absolutely nowhere. All right. At a certain point, you have enough of that and you start to do the real thing. But being ordered through in this way, in this twin flame spirituality, which is life, you could say that it's so orderly that it's almost a religion. And then maybe you just have to take that nasty sounding word and clean it up for yourself, which is a good idea, anyways, because if you have religious trauma, then you need to get rid of that, right? Which can also be done in the twin flame inner work itself, because it removes trauma. And people that work longer with me can also get in a one on one relationship that you build up over time with me by coming every week in your session. We at a certain point can also get the third key exercise variant that I have been accredited to use since last April in 2024. And that is for your trauma healing. And you can come for that too a couple of times. And that will for sure help you in your trauma healing as well. Whether it is about religious trauma or sexual trauma, narcissistic trauma, early trauma, doesn't matter. Trauma that you didn't know that you had, trauma that you don't want that you have, all of it. So that is how you see that in this end time there is something that is taking place. It's not a vacuum. You don't end up in a nihilistic nothingness. You end up in an ordered, sane, healthy, loving space. And everything is also here for you, presented for you. Take it. Here it is. Buy your ticket for upcoming Thursday, the 8/8 ritual, and all the other things that you can get through me. All the solutions are already here for you. So that's awesome too. You really get somewhere. It's really a true place. It's a sacred, beautiful, loving place. It's the original place when you look at where you come from in the architecture of life, in divine order, right? It's how you were created as the twin flame of your twin flame inside your union space, which is related to the divine itself via the ray of light that this union in fact is, which is just a description of reality and not some form of mythology. Divine Mother is the all. It is the primordial all. That is the mother of all of our consciousnesses, which essentially is she is the mother of our union consciousness, which we share. So that is how they also speak about Mother Mary and her child, Jesus the Christ, which in the end time form is the emanation of Our Lady with the moon at her feet that births the child, as we heard from the Bible. Which means that the all is birthing union consciousness, in which you are one with the true twin flame, which we are living in the physical earth as this beautiful, romantic, sacred dance and relationship together with the true twin flame in the flesh with everything that you desire there to happen. And because the divine is good and literal, besides figurative and consciousness and invisible, there also have been an actual Mother Mary and an actual Jesus that became the teacher in the Middle East. And because God is good and God is holy, they also truly made of flesh an actual twin flame that belongs to you in the flesh, that belongs to the same unit as you. And this unit is a natural part of union in Divine Mother. In the universe. Because the truth of creation is at the very same time a consciousness question and a fully physical reality. It's manifest and we can touch and kiss and love and do everything with. That is the nature of the universe. And that is what the whole twin flame phenomenon points to. If you don't believe that, what are you doing here on the journey? You're saying that you want to be with your twin flame, but you actually don't even believe it. That doesn't make sense. And we don't say believe to speak about something that is a fantasy, but you have to believe it anyway. We say believe because that is a fit word to speak about that you own that you own every aspect of it, the invisible aspect and the physical aspect as one. And you believe that because you claim it and you own it and you know it is true and you claim it as something that you live fully. You give yourself to it. That's also how you make come true the twin flame union that you want with a romance in it that you want. So you better believe it. Because otherwise, what are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you doing with the word twin flame? You're just throwing it around a little bit. Yeah, maybe you did have an experience, but wasn't that truly real for you? Well, then the rest of what I tell you is also real. That's just a background of what it all means. To give it a place in where it comes from and in the time we're living now. And to piece that into divine revelation and in developments of the world. And to piece everything together. And that is the theme of this year's 8/8 Twin Flame Ritual, to piece everything together and make this puzzle fully fit, completed, perfect, absolute, divine, sacred, valuable, the result that you want. Helped by Angel Aladaya. But I have to look in the booklet always to see how you need to pronounce that name. That is really almost annoying. The booklet is there. Anyway. That is the theme of this year's Twin Flame 8/8 ritual. That everything fits together like a glove for you. That everything falls into its eternal place. Definitively. That's the theme. So I hope this also helps to bring everything together in history, in society, in religion, in spirituality, in how we deal with the soul and the ego, in what twin flames even are, in the fact that you believe in it because you came up with that, you desire that. And this is what we're manifesting now, this full completion on 8/8 upcoming Thursday, and you are invited to join. Link is below. to buy your ticket and be in. And I'm looking very much forward to seeing more of you, hearing more of you, meeting each other in the specific 8-8 Ritual Facebook group and in the live that we're going to see there and in the social Zoom that we're going to do together, in which we're going to exchange. I'm just looking forward to hear more about what you are doing and wanting and desiring and healing. I'm very curious. How do you fit into all of this? How does your union fit into the rolling out of harmonious twin flame union in the world, indicated by Divine Mother as the thing of our time? It has been building up since 150 years, which is also when I wrote my world famous books 150 years ago as H.P. Blavatsky, which are also giving groundworks of what was to come, which we experience now. And it is in the same vein, and as I've been talking about, doing the archaeology to understand what these often deemed famous mythologies are really about, and that they're literal and invisible, and consciousness. And I unearthed all of that in my books of 150 years ago. This is one of them. But they're so big, these books. I can't even show you them because there are 3 of these and then another one that is even bigger. So that's just a little much to show you. Kind of heavy. But yeah, to show you the archaeology in consciousness, like what is that? And even though we have given what sounds like a Christian example, that is not necessarily true, because these kinds of things and stories are also able to be discerned in other cultures and other religions, if you will, other spiritualities, if you want to call it like that. Other esoteric systems, occult systems, doesn't really matter. There are other streams of thinking about this that actually come down to the same. And this is also a universal development for everyone. So if you understand the spirit of what I've been explaining to you, then you can see that that is actually true for every nook and cranny of the world and of thinking and believing and experiencing life. And at the same time, it is also true what I said. So it's end as one. And you're a part of that already. That's why you're here. And we're all a part of that. And I was asked to be a leader of that, and I didn't want that. So don't get me wrong. I'm not like jumping up and down here already for decades and like, hooray, hooray. I can't wait to say things that sound to mainstream thought still strange. And it is not festive often. People walk away from it. But the inner truth is so beautiful and so true and so unionized and so twin flamey, completely true and made come true and manifest and physical and truly soul pleasure that I couldn't not anymore. And Divine Mother kept on pushing me forward to bring it to you. So that's where we're now. Twin flame union in the end times of humanity. I hope that helped. And we go to the next chapter, and that is going to be announcements. And that is, well, we've talked about it a lot already, right? Upcoming Thursday, 8/8 Twin Flame ritual. I'm going to execute it in nature again. This summer nature ritual. And you can take part. You can get your ticket with the link below. I will give you this actually. No, that's not right. I will give you the link to it, where the information is and where you can buy your ticket in the chat now. And it's also already below in the description box. So there is the link as well. So again, go to that link, read the info, or scroll to the bottom of the page directly. And there you see the PayPal link. Click it, get your ticket, and I will send you an email. Sit back and relax because the email is coming, in which I will show you further around what is going to happen, what you can do to get the most out of your participation. Very curious what it will all give for you. And yeah, if you're participating, for sure, keep on updating us and let us know how things go further for you. Also, after the ritual, I'm always curious to know. So, I think we've said enough about this that we can, in the announcement chapter, actually move over this very fast. So, yeah, looking forward to your participation. We do have the strategy session, link below, until September 1. I have a specific action in it, and I will start our strategy session if you ask it, which is the start of working together one-on-one. There is the link, and it's also below. When you are in your strategy session, I will start off with giving you 3 cards selected by Divine Mother to know more about what will be your next steps, what will happen for you in your union development in the coming time. And we will start with that. And then we talk about what that means for you and how I can help you further. And yeah, very curious what these 3 oracle cards have to say for you. So ask your strategy session and we'll talk about how you can work with me further on that. And I do have also until September 1st. One of the things that can fill in this question of how we're going to work together is the VIP session, which is a beautiful opportunity to work together for 2 hours, which is really a huge push forward for yourself. And I will even give you afterwards, like service and theory and workbooks so that you can keep on working on what works for you to go to your union. These 2-hour VIP sessions with all the services in and around it are until September 1st. Half price for everyone. So that's a good one to know too. I would love to see you in your strategy session so that we can find out if that's for you at this time. And yeah, looking forward to that too. Next chapter, issues to heal. So, where are you standing with your twin flame union? What is it that bugs you the most? Is it that they've run away? Is it that they don't answer anymore in your text? Is it that they have said something nasty to you? Is it that you don't know who it is? What is it? I'm curious. Let me know. And I think the main answer that I'm going to give this week is you can heal it in the 8/8 Twin Flame Ritual. That's how we're going to answer that question for this week. I think that is the best answer. And I don't see any input, so I think we're going to leave that there. Buy your ticket. Um, I will give you the, what is it called? Direct ticket link. And here it is. 88 ticket, we're going to call it. And I will also put that below when you watch the recording, so that you also have the direct ticket link. Just grab your ticket and start healing. All right. So I do think that we are then going to move on to the next chapter. That was the quickest chapter ever, which is no problem. We're going to heal a little bit, group healing. And that is going to be energy point 9. And that is because Divine Mother revealed to us in the card reading of yesterday, there's a video of it, that energy point 9, from which you see now my new illustration that I made for it. Like the sword is the most central element in it. She indicated, Divine Mother indicated, that this is the energy point 9, that is going to play in a role in the 8-8 ritual. And it is the sword that comes from the space above your head, and it goes right through, maybe you could say, your nervous system, right through the axis of your back, but also into the ground. It completely sort of nails you in between earth and heaven. And that is the place where you can let flow in this sort of vertical place of up and down flow, divine flow inside of that. And that is what is going to be your saving grace that brings you to your twin flame harmonious union, and how that functions between earth and heaven. And you see on my illustration for this card, for my new designed card deck, I have one here, but I'm going to redesign the cards in at least a third version of it all. You see that here that there is a bowl that is underneath the sword, and there are all kinds of elements on the bowl. There's a snake, there's a flower, there's a crystal, there is even a tarot card with the Ace of Swords. There are 2 keys, the central twin flame healing tool. And we are going to find out more about what are your ingredients on your ball under the sword for you. Because there could be, wise, wisdom bringing elements for you that are available for you in this central tube through you from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven. And that are elements that are helping for you. And maybe we can find a couple of them. What is in your bowl? What are some ingredients in your healing bowl that are coming in together with the healing flow through you by the sword of the divine itself? So let's sit down, close the door, close our eyes for a moment, and let me guide you through a little bit of a meditative atmosphere to learn more about your healing bowl ingredients. So let's sit real sturdy and concrete. It is always good to start with very concretely feeling that you're sitting with your feet on the ground, with your legs present in your awareness, with your bum sitting on your chair or your couch or wherever, and just feeling that you're present. You have a weight, and it is good to be aware that it's pressing down on your chair. You have a torso that takes in space and that is completely allowed. And in that torso is this beautiful, spacious element of movement through the breath. And let's feel that you're breathing for a moment. Just to become aware that you're breathing. And where you can feel this subtle movement. Is it moving your belly? Is it moving your breast? Is it moving your shoulders? Is it moving your arms, maybe? Is it moving your neck? Is it moving your head? Is it moving your intestines? Is it moving your heart? And how is the heart subtly being massaged by the breath? Physically, literally now. Just this subtle awareness that is very real and very concrete now. And it takes place in the energy field that you are in and around you now. And become aware of that field in which you are sitting. Yes, with your torso, with the breath, but also with your neck and your head and your hair and your brain and your face and your shoulders and your arms and your hands and your nails and your legs and your feet and your toes. Everything is in it. And just become aware of that. To then become aware that however concrete this is, and however poetic this feels, with the heart being massaged by your breath, and the beauty of that subtle movement, so intimate, so energetic, yet so soulful, so physical, yet so loving. And this whole element of you as the body here now on the chair, so valuable, so real, so subtle, and so concrete at the same time. At the very same time, there is a whole universe above this physical, energetic you. And without leaving yourself, without dissociating from yourself, become aware that there is also a space above you that starts on top of your head and then up. And that there is an enormous spaciousness there. And that it is safe to open yourself for what that is, so that it can just be integrated in where you and what you already are here. So don't leave yourself, don't dissociate, just open and know that there is more above you. And open for the possibility, for that to influence you. And then now start to focus a little bit just for research. You're not going to deny your body, your breath, your energy field, but you're nevertheless, for a little bit of research, going to focus for a few moments on the space. Something like 2 hands above your skull. And find a focus point there. And realize that that is where a lot of light can come into you, that can stream through you, through the back of your skull, through the back where your nervous system goes down, to the grounded space of your hip bones, and through your legs to the ground, in the ground, and that there can be a feeding of light into that, as if there is a tube that is filled with light from that place above your head. Maybe you see it being filled from there, or you feel it, or you know it. And that being fed there comes from a light source that is almost like a liquid light in an enormous ball that resides there, that is always filled because it is filled by the light of Source itself. And this ball pours into your physical energetic system down to the earth. And deep inside that ball, filled with liquid light, there are personalized elements for you there that color, so to speak, this light that is being poured into you and through you to who you are on the earth. That help it be in such a way, this light, that it is uniquely fit for you. And let's have a look into this ball. What kind of elements you see there, what kind of things, or maybe letters or numbers, I don't know, pictures are inside your ball. And let's ask to look into that and give us a visualization of what is inside your ball. Just invite for that to happen now for you, that you get a glance in your ball. So that your inner eyes attune to what is being able to be discerned there. Just receive what wants to be shown to you. And feel in your heart what it means that these elements are in your ball of liquid light. And send gratitude from your heart to the ball of liquid light to thank all these elements for helping you and supporting you and coloring your liquid light exactly in a way that is fit for uniquely you, so that you can find in the world your true twin flame, the truth of what you are. Feel that gratitude moving. And let the gratitude completely be poured out, because that is how you activate your elements. We're already grateful for them for their working right now, even when we expect their working in the future. And this is how they can bring you to the ultimate result in the now. So pour that gratefulness out. Don't be stingy with it. All this gratitude in your heart, so much, so full, so loving. To then breathe a little deeper with more consciousness on the fact that you are breathing. And if you want to, you can bring your hands up in front of you and place the palms of your hands towards each other and very lightly let them touch each other. Don't press. Close the fingers, let the fingers point up. And maybe you want to rest the thumb to your chest. This is a gesture of gratitude for that you have taken the effort to allow yourself to experience this for a little bit. Thank you. And if that feels right, you can bow your head to even stress more the gratitude. Until your lips touch the tops of your fingers. And then slowly bring your head up again. And let the hands slowly and gently fall down on your lap again, or where they are, or can be, or were resting. To then breathe a little deeper or feel more concretely that you're breathing and that you're still sitting on your chair. You're still having legs and a torso with weight. You're still here with a breath that is massaging your heart. Even when you've had a glimpse in your ball of tools that the divine uses for you to become whole, you're still also sitting here in the concreteness of your body and your energy body with a breath that massages your heart. And the subtle beauty of that will feel only enhanced by the experience. Feel also grateful for that. And slowly, very gently, open your eyes to come back to the recording where we were together for a moment. That was beautiful. What did you see? Write it into a reaction in the chat, in the comments below, and add a star or write the word star, because then you get my attention so that I can send you the giveaway of today, and that is the recipe for your journey, 15 pages long, that I would love to make for you. Yeah, I personalized that for you. So with all of that, we've come to the end of this Twin Flame Abundance Live. And I see you soon, Thursday at the 8/8 Twin Flame Ritual. And next week in the YouTube Twin Flame Live again. See you soon. Love from Petra.